Oh, welcome back to the sad channel where the guy just can't get his head to work. D&D Beyond. Most people use it, some people despise it. I personally use it for all my D&D campaigns. And I think it needs to be fixed. It's kinda a doo-doo. Without these 5 features, it should probably have. Starting with, number 5, homebrew classes. You see, there's something called I'm addicted to homebrew. And I like to make those homebrew into reality. But if I ever want to make a homebrew class, well, we have to go back to good old pen and paper because good old D&D Beyond won't allow me to have homebrew classes. You can have homebrew subclasses, but not homebrew classes, which I think is stinky. So they should bring in homebrew classes for all our addictions. Now, going back on the homebrew train with number 4, we got homebrew weapons. Now, you're like, wait a minute, sad guy. Come on, there's already homebrew magic items. You know what you just said. Magic items. You know what you just said. What I want is homebrewed weapons. I know, like, what's the difference? They're the same. No, because I wanted to make brass knuckles. But you know what D&D Beyond won't let me do? That's right, make brass knuckles. Because you can't add custom dice damage to weapons. You can add like extra damage, like a flame tongue longsword can do, an extra 2d6 fire damage, but you can't make brass knuckles that do, I don't know, like 2d4 bludgeoning damage. I don't know, that's just an estimate of what I would do for brass knuckles. But you can't in D&D Beyond, at least. You can always do it, and you can always just add it custom to a character sheet. But that takes less time. Actually, it takes a bit more time for the player, and if you just want more brass knuckles, it would just be easier to let you homebrew it in the stupid system. And it's fine. But D&D Beyond, D&D Wizards, you should add it because I want it like now. Well, now because the last 2 were homebrew. Guess what? The third one is also about homebrew. I have a problem. Got my number 3 pick, fixing the homebrew system. As the homebrew system now, it is a mess and sometimes annoying to deal with. I don't like the big rollable text you have to make rollable monster sheets. I think it should just be a click and press, and this would go with Wizards of the Coast branding for D&D Beyond. It to be an accessible place for play D&D. And the D&D system is just not good. It's the homebrew system right now. It's just not good. Have you seen what homebrewing a monster looks like? It's like tech name r/rollable 1d20 plus 56. It's too much, and it's hard for not beginners. I learned it in a while in like a few homebrew just sessions of doing it, but it's complicated because even when I've done homebrew for a long time. I did a whole campaign where I did nothing but homebrew monsters. There was times I messed up, typing stuff out, and I had to, even in like mid combat, I didn't realize it. I had to be like, darn, I guess I have to roll this physically, or I could just use the dice in the system and do the math. Which, like, come on, I use D&D Beyond. I can't do math. What do I look like? A competent person? No. At number 2, we've got Character Designer. What do I mean by that? Well, the good old program Hero Forge. Not sponsored. Well, I like using it to design characters, enemies, all that. And I think D&D Beyond would really go well with a character designer like Hero Forge. A simple, just click, 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 and boom, you got your character. You got your tiefling. You got your druid forge. You got your god, I don't know, and you could even work better because they have monsters, and you can customly make homebrewed monsters to work with your campaign, and this would go even better with their new 1D&D VTT, where you can custom create your tokens, put them into this new 3D space, allowing players to visualize what their character looks like, and also this helps with like the non-artistic people like me, because look at me. I know how to make a decent story, guys. I don't draw. Custom character creator would be really well just to design characters. And yeah, that's like all it would be used for. But a lot of people would like that. And also, you could just add the token to your character sheet as it is. Now, for my the number one pick. The number one pick I believe everyone will agree with on me. Having every edition in D&D Beyond. I know that's impossible. Other editions other than 5e, you can't have that. Come on, you can only play 5e, the right way to play D&D. But that's stupid. You guys want to play some other D&D that's not 5e? Well, too bad you have to write it on paper. Well, you have shitty handwriting. All of us do somehow. Oh, even better. No one can read what we wrote. Let's go. Yeah, it would really help. I know some people who play those older editions prefer pen and paper, but also some people don't. And it would just make it a lot simpler to allow you to do other editions. Because I even think VTTs allow you to do other editions like Roll20, not sponsored. So yeah, it's not like impossible. Like Wizards, you own it. You own all the editions of D&D. So why don't you just put them in your website that you own and put the stuff you own in that website. Oh, it's gonna cost too much program. It doesn't. No, it won't. Just suck it up and put it in. But that's been it. You should like and lick that subscribe button. And while you're down there, comment down below. What do you think D&D Beyond needs? Because I know I missed a lot of things I think it needs. But that's for part 2 if I ever decide to make one. Outro.